guys, this is a long plane review for Hunchback, an arcade coin-op from Century Electronics UK in 1983. And yeah, you control Quasimodo, the character from the Victor Hugo novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and our mission is to rescue Esmerelda there, as you can see on this demo, a track sequence. This is a single screen platformer. Basically avoid the obstacles, get to the end of the screen, ring the bell, and eventually rescue Esmerelda. And it's set mostly on a castle wall, and then there's a final section and screen set inside the castle in the bell tower, and it's featuring the bells. What interests me is that it's made by Century Electronics. It's a UK company making an arcade coin-op, as far as I know. Thank you to Retro Gamer issue 151 with an excellent article on this game. They were created in 1979, based in Oldham, Greater Manchester. More of them in a little bit, but we're starting the game off here, and we're jumping over the I don't know what they are, fireballs, cannonballs. We get to the end of the screen, ring the bell, and move on to the next screen. And now we've got to swing over a fiery pit on the rope. Time it perfectly. And I will mention that some of the sound effects apparently aren't what they are supposed to sound like in the arcade original. It hasn't. The sound emulation isn't 100% perfect, and things start off rather simply, but it does get really tough. I call this a long play. I'm actually only going to do one loop through of the game. Once you complete it, it loops through and just gets harder and harder. And yeah, so I'm just going to do one loop through this. I think you'll have seen enough by then. Now, the Hunchback character was originally going to be Robin Hood, hence like the green costume there. And we'll see arrows, I think, on the next stage flying across. However, the guy that drew the Robin character left the company. Oh, we got a super bonus there. Complete, I think it's 3 or 4 screens in a row without dying, and you get a bonus. And here comes the arrows, hence the Robin Hood thing. But the artist who drew him left the company, and it was changed to Hunchback. But the green costume was kept. He does kind of look like Hunchback anyway in the first place. His back sort of protrudes anyway. So a good choice then. Another flamey pit to swing over there. Now things start getting tougher. These damn arrows. One little thing that happens in this game, an unintentional thing that can help you, is a lot of slowdown. And slowdown occurs especially when you move your character. So if you want to slow those arrows down and keep moving left and right. See that arrow that appeared there? It's one of those annoying single screen games where enemy objects can appear right at the point of where you leave the screen. So bear that in mind, guys. They don't stop spawning if you're near to the edge of the screen. Now, ports for this game were made for most computers of the time by Ocean Software in 1984, and it was their first arcade license, and they bought the license for a mere £3,000 and made a fortune from it. And you can find conversions in alphabetical order for the Acorn Electron, Amstrad CPC, a long play of that coming up shortly on my channel, Atari 8-bit, BBC Micro, Commodore 64, Commodore VIC-20, Dragon 32, even an Oric conversion, MSX and ZX Spectrum. But the final screen, which we'll see in a little bit, is missing from the Ocean conversions, but they use that final screen for their Hunchback 2 game. But there really wasn't an official sequel to this game from Century Electronics as an arcade machine. They did have other games based around the Hunchback character. They had Hero, not to be confused with the jetpack dynamite dropping Hero Atari game. No, Hero stood for Hunchback Esmerelda Rescue Operations and was a rather poor maze game. And rather strangely, they did a track and field rip-off called Hunchback Olympics. neither of which really did much business. Back to this game, as you can see, we're kind of on the final screen of the castle wall section there, and there's Esmerelda, and things get really slow here. And the graphics for the time aren't bad for 1983. The controls are pretty good and responsive, and there's decent enough sound effects, but it's still rather basic. But not bad for its time. Now, this is the final level, essentially, the final screen. You just got to collect all the bells inside the tower. This is a really difficult level, actually. Avoiding those damn arrows. Thankfully, they don't spawn whilst you're on a rope, which makes a change from the castle wall section. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm not going to collect these in the second level. I'm going to jump on the rope, because we need to get up to the top section. You need to jump further up the rope, because as you can see, it moves up and down, and if you jump on the rope when it's too far down, you won't reach the top level. So I've done it there, and then we'll go back down to the second level. And this was really tough doing without losing a life, but we should now complete this quite easily. So there you go. Esmerelda has been rescued, apparently. And this is a score attack game. So now the game loops over, starts all over again. Things move a lot quicker. We've got that knight climbing the wall to avoid. He's kind of like the timer of the level. And I'm going to kill myself here. Just so I can show you the game over and high score table. And as you can hear there, the sound effects sound rather garbled when you die. So I think that's the problem with the sound emulation in this game. I don't think he's actually got a sword, but he's got a sort of burning torch, I think. Actually, that's what that's meant to be. And that's game over. And enter our initials on the high score table. It's actually only 3 letters you can use here, so yeah, I'll go back and put my P back in there. And there you go, that is Hunchback. A rather average coin-op, really, not bad for its time. So I would give this a review score of a 6 out of 10, I think. Thanks for watching, and check out the Amstrad long play video of this game coming up next very shortly. Thank you, goodbye.
So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please click a like below, leave a comment, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And over that way, there's another video for you to check out. Zypho, out.